Okay, hi everyone, this is Nikki Jameson, and I'm just going to do really another play around with some brushes. And in my last video I mentioned having some abstract brushes. Oops, that's not the right one. Abstract brushes, but they were sort of personal brushes, or rather brushes that I'd got from elsewhere, which are not in Corel's arsenal, because Corel gives you the ability to buy brushes or to make brushes. It's fairly easy to make brushes. So over the years I've collected a lot of brushes from various places, and some of those are abstract brushes. And so they're just good to kind of just mess around with. Like, if I don't really want to put too much thought into it, I can actually I like to just play with these brushes and the settings. Actually, just reset that. And so that's what I'm showing you. So I'm using some oil brushes. I've got, I just should change the papers here. If I can, actually, what have we got here? We've just got the flow maps. Let me find the papers. So I've gone to window here, but papers should actually be showing. I'm not sure where they are now. Okay, never mind about the papers. I will just put it on here. So we've got some flow map textures because our papers haven't come up. So I'm just really picking some brushes here. I was putting down some marks, I should say. And this is called Surprise Music. Let me make this canvas a little bit bigger. So I'm really and what I want to do with this, actually, I need to see all the canvas. So what I really want to do with this is blend it. So this is a bit of a drip. Well, I usually like to do this on different layers, but just for the sake of this video, I'm going to go to this, I'm going to put some more ribbons of colour. How about ribbons of colour? Which I should probably reset. So you can see it's very ribbony. And then we've got some paint splats. Let's just put on. And then let's do this. I love this one called Picasso, actually. I'll reset it and move the size up. Okay, so here are our papers. Paper's a bit meh. Let's just use this canvas one because it will pick up some grain. So I'm going to use a contrasty color there so you can see. And this one is called Picasso. Like I said, it's not a Corel brush. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for this brush called Brush Blender. Blend. So depending on your brush, or depending on the paint you've put down, it will blend it. And actually what this one is doing is picking up the canvas of the paper. So if I'm to change the paper up here to something a little less dramatic, let's see. The paper. Let's use this canvas. I think it's a canvas. So let's go for that one. You'll see the difference. It's actually blending and not picking up texture, but you can see the canvas actually coming through. This is actually great for doing backgrounds. And what I like to do is, if I'm just putting down paint in a kind of abstracty way, is let's say I could possibly add another layer. This adds a layer here, and then I can just go to another brush, let's say Picasso Drip. I reset it. That's not giving me much. Why isn't it big? Okay, move that up to, let's say, 148. That's not really what I want. Why don't we go to the Picasso again? It's really the easiest. Drop some paint. I like bright colours, you probably guessed. And I've got this palette called Bob Ross because I did a Bob Ross painting class. Very ad hoc. It's not planned. So if I wanted to do like an abstract or some kind of abstract, I'd have my background, and if I go back to my brush blender, what I would do is kind of you know, just reset that a bit, is then just sort of blend. And I think what a good idea to do here is to have that really dramatic paper and just see what happens. It's actually not going to pick all of it up, but sometimes you can get some really interesting effects. And you can see here that the reset is down to like almost zero. Like if you ever want to blend with a Corel brush, some of the brushes can actually blend, and this brush blender, you pull the reset down to almost zero. If I pull it up, it will cease to become a blending brush per se. It's still a bit blendy, but it will actually lay down paint. And there are various brush settings, which I'll probably show in another video, that you can use to alter what the brush does. Like they're kind of like recipes. So this is the oil brush blender, and I'm not really, you know, adding any rhyme or reason to this. I'm just making marks where I can make them. Okay, and so I don't want this video to be too long. Let's have some whites here. And if I was to add more layers, I could keep on building it up. And this is actually the brush blender that I'm using, so I'm going to bring it right back down to zero again, and then you'll see it will I can blend. And this is not pushing pixels around, this is actually blending the paint. Okay, let's just see if I get another paper here, and if I bring up the contrast a bit, it will pick up a little bit more of the grain, not as much because it's a blendy brush, but a paint brush would do it. And then you can just drag down. What I would do is just sort of drag down this paint, and then I just create your areas of greatest contrast. So I love the texture coming in here. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this little brush play. I'll see you in the next vid.